And that's nothing compared to what some of them are doing. It's a scam. And it should be stopped. And it's unfair to somebody like me that is spending my own money. And what happened, and I haven't talked about this before, but I'm seeing what's going on. It's horrible what's going on. What happened is last time when they had the super PACs, I actually think there was sort of a wall. You know, they call it the wall. And this is a wall too. It won't be as good as the wall I'm going to build, but this is a wall. But there was a wall. And they didn't deal. I mean, even though, like, Bush has a friend of his running a super PAC, I'm sure they never talk. I'm sure. What do you think the chances are that they talk? 100% or 99%? 100. I'd say 100. I say 100. Only a foolish person would say 99. But whatever. They're not supposed to. But they put a friend in there. They put other people in there. They put whoever. And that's the way it works. And in some cases, I hear in Ben's case, I hear in other cases, they're literally running. I mean, had Walker done this, in all fairness, because he had money in the super PAC, but he had no money in his campaign. And he was unable to figure out this is what they're all doing. That's why he's out of the race. Because he couldn't figure it out. But the whole thing with super PACs is a horrible, horrible scam. So I sent letters last week to as many as we could find. They're all over the place. We want you to close the super PAC. We want nothing to do with it. We don't want you to advertise for us. We don't want any of the money. Go home and ideally give the money back. They don't even have to give the money back, as from what I understand. They don't have to keep it. They'll probably, if they actually raise money from me, they'll say, what a horrible thing he just said. I think we're going to support somebody else. They can do that. But the super PACs have total control over the people running for office. Total. Nothing over me. Nothing. No, nothing. I feel it's very unfair. I mean, I feel it's a very unfair situation. Now, if they want, they could have full disclosure and everything else, let the candidates get everything, but what are they doing with this whole thing? And I think it makes dishonest people out of people that might be honest. But the super PACs are controlling your candidates, some more than others. Some are unbelievable. And what the press should really do is take a look at how much money is left. When you read that Ben raised $1, how much is left after he pays all of the consultants and all of these people? How much is left to spend in the campaign? You'll be amazed. I mean, it's so little. Bush, the same thing. And I'll go over, there are other names. I know every one of them. But it's a horrible thing that's taking place. And again, last cycle, at least they went through the motions. Now they're not even going through the motions. They're not even going through. And just remember, when I have to negotiate with companies to keep them in this country so they build jobs here, and they build their plants here, and their factories here, and they do all of the things here. When I have to do that, you know, John Deere, I've paid them tens of millions of dollars. You can even check. I said to John Deere, I want an endorsement. I don't know if they'll give me an endorsement. I tell you, if they don't, they're not so smart. You know, I guarantee no other person gave John Deere. I mean, I bought probably more than $10 million worth of John Deere equipment. I love it. You know why? Iowa. I love it. I love it. I love it. When we can. And it's, by the way, it's a great company. It's a great company. But I buy a lot of stuff from John Deere because I have a lot of big developments that really require John Deere type equipment. I don't have to buy from them. I could buy from others. But I want to steer it to them when I can. But we have to do something to clean up this political mess because it's crooked stuff. It's crooked stuff. And it's got to stop. And it's very unfair to people that go out and do it the way you're supposed to do it, including me, where I put up I think I'm the only one. I know I'm the only one that's self-funded. I'm the only one. I'm putting up my own money. Other than, I always preface it, people write in to donaldjtrump.com or whatever, and they send me checks, like $20. I keep saying about the woman for $7.50, $50, $100. Because if you, I don't want their money. But if you send it back, it's totally insulting. I mean, they always write letters, too. They write these beautiful letters. It's, Mr. Trump, I can't afford much, but and I know you don't need it, but I'm sending in $50 because it's so important what you're saying about the country. And it's beautiful. I mean, I've seen such beautiful letters. And if I sent it back, there is no letter I can write that's not going to be insulting to those people. Really. Dear Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so, I don't need your money and thanks a lot, but we're going to do it ourselves. It's like, if I got that back, I'd say, who the hell does he think he is? So we take that, and it's something that I think is important. So I always preface it by saying, I don't consider that funding, but I'm self-funding my campaign. And I'm getting ready to put up millions. Millions. And something I'm very proud of that I think is great, and it's been really great. It hasn't been gotten very much publicity, hasn't gotten much publicity, but I have spent less money than any other candidate, okay? By far, I think. I don't know, probably a couple of guys have nothing, so they just go around from, but I was told I spent less. And I had the best result because in most polls I'm number one. Now, until Iowa came along, I said every poll, and then Iowa came. What the hell are you people doing to me? You know, I'm telling you, they said, why don't you skip Iowa? They told me that. Everybody said, skip Iowa. No. All of the political geniuses. A man just interviewed me backstage, great reporter. He's actually a great reporter. Of course, if he writes a bad story, I won't say that. Then I'll read. But he's a great reporter. And he said, would you ever think of maybe skipping Iowa, going right to New Hampshire? And then you go to South Carolina, where I'm leading by massive. You got to see the rallies we have; they're incredible. But you go to New Hampshire, you go to South Carolina, you go to Nevada, you do the SEC, and skip. I said I can't do that because I have such an unbelievable relationship with the people from Iowa that I think we're going to win. I really do. I believe it. I believe it. And I don't want to skip Iowa. I think we're going to do well. I think we're going to do great with the evangelicals. I think a lot of things are going to come out over the next period of time that are not going to be so good for opponents, honestly. And I think I'm going to do great with the evangelicals. Because I am the real deal. I will tell you that. I'm the real deal. So I told these political pros, I hate to say it, but the last long number of elections on the Republican circuit, the person that won Iowa did not get the nomination, okay? I want to take away some of your muster. Do you understand that? So could we and please do me a favor, let me win Iowa, and then I'm going to win, I'm telling you, we're going to win New Hampshire, and we're going to win South Carolina. A great poll just came out on North Carolina just a little while, a PPP poll, it was great. Some of you saw that. But great poll. But we're going to go on, we're going to win. We're going to win. And they actually, one of the pundits, because you have some smart pundits and some very, very dumb pundits. A lot of the pundits that said, he'll never run, he's not going to run, not going to run now, they're still trying to recover. But one of the very smart ones said, if Trump wins Iowa, it's over. It's interesting, because it'll go right through. Because everywhere else, it's so great. And I thought it was good here. Come on. Okay, so that's the end of that. But I want to tell you, I refuse to say, get your asses in gear. I will not say that. I will not say it. I will not say it because I don't want to use anything that's even a little bit off. So will you please do me a favor and work with my people and go out on February 1st and vote and give us a victory? And if I win Iowa, we're going to run the whole table. And we are going to make such great deals, and we're going to have such a great military, and we're going to take care of our health care without that crazy Obamacare that's a nightmare. So I'm sticking with you people. I'm going to spend money here. I have a great team over here, and I will tell you, I'm going to spend a lot of time here, and I really want to win Iowa, and I think we should. And it's so important. And, you know, it's about time that Iowa could have a victory and let that person go into a total victory. Okay? Not like over the last, right? Okay. So, I love you all. I mean, we're having fun, but I love you all. But I do mean it. I'm going to stay here. We're going to work really hard. When I heard the poll today, they said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to work harder in Iowa. I'm not leaving Iowa. I'm not leaving Iowa. Now, if I lose Iowa, I will never speak to you people again. That I can tell. Okay, let's do a couple of questions, right? Come on. Where's your mic? Where is that mic? Nice questions, vicious. I don't care. You can ask me anything you want. Okay, come on. You know Tana? Tana.
Yes, all right. You got a good one for him?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's going to take just a second to preface this. I want you to know I'm married. I've got 8 children.
Good.
My wife stays at home. I have a pretty average income, okay? What I want to know is, in the war on poverty, we've spent $20 trillion, about the same as our national debt, yet
right.
The poverty lines are the same. I made good choices. A lot of people make good choices. We pay for people to make bad choices. What are you going to do to cut some of that out to stop the
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, we have now, I mean, it's, and the numbers, they just came out. We have 50 million people in poverty in this country, 50 million. Now, you look like you're doing pretty well in all fairness, but still, we have 50 million, we have 46 million people, and they're getting food stamps. 46 million. Think of it. You know, we talk about how well we're doing. So we have 50 million, almost 50 million each, between poverty, food stamps, and it's got to end. One of the problems is we don't have enough jobs in this country. It's very simple. You know, it's so simple when you think about it. Our jobs have been taken away. And I'll tell you what else. Middle-income folks, their salaries haven't gone up in 12 years. People are making less wages now than they were 12 years ago. And other things have gone up. So they're really doing much worse than they were doing 12 years ago. But that's an amazing stat. That people, and one of the reasons they say I'm doing so well, because I let people know. We're going to bring jobs back. We're going to bring industry and plants. We're going to bring it all back. And nobody else can say that. We're going to bring it back because a lot of the folks in this room are doing worse than they did 12 years ago, and they're working. Then the other thing, you have a lot of part-time jobs. I have some people that I know very well, and they've had a job for 20 years in the same place. All of a sudden, they're working part-time because of Obamacare. Because from an accounting standpoint, it just works better. They love the owner, their stores and things. They love the owner. They think the owners are great. But the owner's forced to make part-time. They have part-time jobs. They work all their life. They have a wonderful company that they're working for. And now all of a sudden they're cut into part-time jobs because of Obamacare. Because of the rulings of Obamacare. And you all know what I'm talking about. So they end up being part-time workers. And they don't want to be part-time workers. They don't even like the psychology of being called a part-time worker. And we're not going to have that stuff anymore. We're not going to have it anymore. We're going to have real jobs, and the numbers are going to go up, believe me. The numbers are right now worse than 12 years ago, and that's a shame. Go ahead. Another question?
Yes. Mr. Trump, you're going to love meeting Todd. He's a wounded warrior, and I told him how much you love the vets. Todd, what is your question?
Hey, Todd.
Hey, how are you?
These are our greatest people, the wounded warriors. These are the greatest. The best. Great, Todd.
Lost my train of thought there.
Is that your daughter?
It is.
Wow, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Wife? Wow, beautiful. What a family. Good.
Okay.
I want to come. I got to say hello to Todd. Look at this guy.
No, I told him you love him.
What a look. Hold it, Todd. Wait.
Didn't I tell you how much he loves his vets? I told him about you.
That's a perfect family. Beautiful family. Go ahead, Todd.
I just wanted to ask, one of the real struggles after 21 years of active Army service, especially with the 101st Airborne that deployed constantly, what else, with the current administration, warrior care is lacking, to say the least, and especially after, post-service. My wife, April, here is my full-time caregiver, compensated by the VA. I don't work anymore since I was told I was leaving the Army. What else will the Trump administration do better than the Obama administration?